Happy opening day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. There you go. Sorry, long one today. If you're listening on the radio, you had to wait. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1080 AM. If you're online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, you're using the Odyssey app, or you asked your smart speaker to buy me some peanut and Cracker Jack. Cracker Jack, not Cracker Jacks.
Really?
Cracker Jack.
Okay.
Use the fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the chat. Use the text. Share your thoughts. Ask questions. Solicit advice. Or answer me this, dear listeners. If the zoo was going to name an animal after you, what animal would you want it to be? Brandon, has the zoo ever named an animal after you?
No.
Okay. I mean, there's probably a Brandon out there somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
I mean,
especially after all the Let's Go Brandon in the last
Yeah.
presidential term, I'm sure there's a Brandon somewhere.
yeah, but not named specifically
Not named
after
specifically
you.
me, no.
I went to school with somebody. Their last name, who was? Oh, Brame. They always did the Boston Red Sox hat because it was the first of their last name. I used to always buy Dodgers hats because it's L.A. Luke Andersen.
Yeah.
Is that part of the reason that you
That is
love
part
that?
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just noticing that. All right. So the zoo comes to you and go, hey, we got a couple animals all having babies. We want to name an animal after you. Do you have a preference? Do you have an animal, a spirit animal that you align with?
I really don't. Probably
No?
a sloth or a
Sloth.
something quiet and nonchalant, just chilling,
Quiet,
observing
nonchalant.
everything.
What are the animals that are always sleeping? I feel like the big cats are always sleeping when you roll around.
Big cats.
I mean, I know that they're dangerous and they have all this built-up potential, but you walk past the lions and the tigers, they're just laid out sleeping.
Yes, especially the lions for sure.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I can be good with that. I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like maybe an otter or something has my name on it. I mean, I enjoy the water. I'd be happy to go swimming. You get I was going to say the one that we had, but all he did was dunk and kind of play with his junk. That was kind of his two things. So, hey, you know what? Maybe it was just dunking and junking, and maybe that's the one that's named after me.
Talk to Patrick about that otter sweatshirt that he had on yesterday.
He did have
get yourself one of those.
Yeah. There's I don't know if you listen often enough to know, but the fall basketball team that I coach for my daughters, they were the Aggressive Orange Otters.
Nice.
Suka's requested a T-shirt, so I think I have to get some Aggressive Orange Otter T-shirts made.
I
So I might have
that.
to go with that. But I'd be okay with something like that. I was trying to think if there's another animal. So if you're listening and you want to text in and designate animals for Brandon and I, please do so. But right now, we need to move on to, I brought this up for a reason. I didn't bring this up for no reason. I should probably point out a Kansas zoo just named their baby rhino after the Chiefs center, Creed Humphrey. That's why I bring this up. For an offensive lineman, rhino's pretty sweet.
Fitting animal.
Rhino
Absolutely.
feels a little, this maybe just me. When I think rhino, I think defensive line. Like naturally, that's where my brain goes. Offensive line, I think hippo. But I think hippos kill more people than rhinos. So I might have that backwards. It's just a natural inclination to kind of go that direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might have that backwards. The hippos are the more unassuming. There's some defensive linemen when you look at him, you go, oh, that guy's not that mean until he picks you up and throws you into the front row.
Exactly.
So I think that might be the way to go. But congratulations to Creed Humphrey. You have a baby rhino named after you. That is a pretty sweet honor. Like the zoo could come at me and they'll be like, all right, we've got this animal. It's really ugly and it stinks real bad or whatever. We want to name it. I don't care. That'd be awesome. I would take any animal the zoo is willing to give me. That's pretty cool. But it is opening day, so we do need to talk about this. I do not know how comfortable I am with all of this praise being heaped onto my team. Did I hear it correctly in the firm? I hope you were listening closer than I was. Did both of those idiots pick the Mariners to go to the World Series? And did I hear Patrick pick them to win it?
Yep.
Shut up, you guys. Don't you have your own teams? God, every national media person seems to be picking the Mariners to at least go to the World Series. If there's one thing I know in sports, it's when everybody thinks something is going to happen, something else happens. I am not comfortable with this. I also don't want to pick somebody else. I very much like the Mariners, but I am picking them for rooting reasons. I don't need everybody to like them. It's cool that you like your girlfriend and you're having a wonderful time at prom. You don't want everybody to like your girlfriend and want to dance with you at your prom. This is not what I want. Can we please just admit, yes, they have a good lineup. Yes, they were pretty good last year. They weren't in the World Series. Did the Blue Jays get a lot worse? We can't pick them. The Yankees pay a lot of money for their stupid lineup. Look, Aaron Judge went out and didn't even play baseball yesterday. They still won 7-0. Pick somebody else. Leave the Mariners alone. It's kind of getting annoying. Bettors are putting more money on the Mariners than they are anybody else. Now, the Dodgers, I think, have a negative return if you go and bet on the Dodgers. I can understand that. I get that a bunch of national writers, listen, the Dodgers are great, but how boring is it to pick the Dodgers? Pick them every year. Maybe they'll finally lose one. It'll be fantastic. If you expect them to win, pick them to win. There's got to be somebody else in the American League besides just the Mariners. Maybe we go out and pick somebody else. Is that unfair of me to ask?
I think everyone was just heartbroken of how the Mariners lost, that they are.
I'll tell you what, everybody wasn't heartbroken. Canada wasn't heartbroken. There's an entire country that was excited about it. Like, had they lost to a different team, would it have been different? Maybe it's just that everybody hates Canada so much. And then you see the way they did it with like an old out to pasture Max Scherzer and this guy that nobody had ever heard of in Trey Savage. And they've got, I can't even think of his name, Addison Barger out there just raking, and nobody knows who any of these guys are. And it's just, I don't know what it is about the Blue Jays that nobody wants them to go back, but somebody pick them. Please. I mean, if I have to be the one to say, if I have to come on here every day and root against the Mariners just so they win, I will. But I've kind of laid claim to the fact that this is my team. Can we just move on, people?
Just get the pressures off just a little bit.
Then
wait till September.
Then you
can hop back on.
Well, yeah, no. Well, I'm not hopping off. I'm all in on this. This team is very, very likable. That's one of the things that's kind of wild about it, because the team I think was fun enough throughout the year last year, right? You have this pitching staff that 2 years ago was exceptional. Like top to bottom, everybody was really good. Last year, everybody was chipped up. They didn't have all 5 starters that they expected to be their primary rotation all playing at the same time until August of last year. So they weren't led by their pitching staff. The big dumper coming out of nowhere is a great story. Everybody loves Julio, even though he's up and down and whatever. You get to August, you go out, and you get Geno Suarez back, and you get Josh Naylor, who people fell in love with. You see what they do in the playoffs. Jorge Polanco has some big hits. The Victor Robles, his injury was the first time that I was like, dude, this guy is just sell out, do whatever you got to make the catch. Then he missed 4 months and then threw a bat at somebody. But that catch that he makes to sweep the Astros, coming in with his hot pink arm sleeve out of nowhere, the camera's just panning over. They were really fun to watch. I get that. Then they add Brendan Donovan, who is apparently one of the most likable guys by other players in Major League Baseball. True baseball fans absolutely love this guy. So their offseason was nice. Pitching staff coming in relatively healthy. Everything is good. I get it. There's nobody else in baseball you like? You don't have a team that you can pick as your own? You're taking the Red Sox, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll help you out with that one.
I appreciate that. So I just don't know that it's that much to ask. Just try to have your own thought in your head. That's all.
Yeah,
Dodgers,
it's the start of the season, right? Shouldn't you be rooting for your
Mariners,
team?
Dodgers,
Don't be
Mariners,
picking somebody else's team.
Come on. There's 162 games. The nice thing is the Mariners will probably come out of the gate and flail, and by the end of April, nobody will want them. And then I can quietly watch them climb back up and get back in it, and if they do it, great, whatever. But I don't like it. I'm not. You know what I really liked? The Seahawks season. You know what the Seahawks did? Nobody liked him at the beginning. They went out and lost their first game. Everyone went, don't worry about them. And then they just slowly snuck back in. 4 picks against the Rams. These guys, Sam Darnold can't be trusted. Sneaking back in. Week 16. Get that rematch. Takes everything that they got. The Rams fans are still mad about that 2-point conversion. How is that even a rule? Like, it was a dumb play. I won't argue that it wasn't. But you can't argue that they didn't make the right call. Shut up, Rams fans. And then you sneak it. Nobody had the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl until they won the Super Bowl. That I liked. So I guess this is punishment for that. Very uncomfortable. Let's do some In Case You Missed It, shall we? In case you missed it, last night, Yankees star Aaron Judge made history when he became the first reigning MVP to strike out 4 times in his team's opening game. Judge went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts and has been sent down to Scranton Wilkes-Barre to play for the Railroads. What a loser. It took him 3 tries to finally set the record as the worst opening day reigning MVP in MLB history. Come on, Judge. If you're going to be terrible, just go out and do it after your first MVP. You don't have to win this. Everybody
starting out slow, like you were saying. Starting out slow, everybody's going to...
Everybody overreacting to that. I'm like, how are you not upset that he played terrible and they still won 7-0? If the rest of the lineup does, the Yankees will be dangerous. You can pick them to win the World Series. In case you missed it, reigning Cy Young winner Paul Skeens had the shortest outing of his career earlier today, getting pulled after just 2 outs in the first inning against the Mets. Skeens threw 37 pitches, allowed 5 runs, and generated just 5 swing and misses. First Yankee fans, now Pirates fans. Soon everybody will be deleting their posts about how much they loved the World Baseball Classic. Skeens struggling with command. His defense was actually spectacularly worse. O'Neal Cruz, who played for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic, misplayed at least 2 balls terribly. So this feels actually less like a World Baseball Classic curse and more like sabotage. Nice job, DR. Way to go back and
They got ugly real fast in that game.
Final in that one was 11-7 Mets-Pirates. If you get a bunch of 11-7 games, I'll take that over 0-0 between 2 teams that I don't expect to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. In case you missed it, Indiana head coach Curt Cignetti used the start of spring practice to publicly tear into transfer wide receiver Nick Marsh over his choice of gold cleats. I'm with Cignetti on this one. Listen, Nick Marsh, you're not at Michigan State anymore. At Indiana, we don't wear flashy shoes like that unless you have a matching handbag that goes with them fabulously. I mean, come on. That's not...
Look good, play good, right?
You got to accessorize. That's how we do it in Bloomington. Come on. In case you missed it, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is standing by the 65-game minimum for awards, even with the Players Union breathing down his neck. Now MVP favorites Nikola Jokic and Victor Wembanyama are forced to play nearly every remaining game just to stay eligible. So there you have it. The league's biggest stars are forced to suit up against a bunch of G League fill-ins just because the Grizzlies traded away everyone that doesn't have a season-ending hangnail. So it's going to be great. You get to force these guys into possibly being injured at the end of the year because...
That's how we're getting all these 40, 50-point games here in the last 10 games because we're just playing scrubs versus starters.
Speaking of, in case you missed it, Luka Doncic had 43 leading the Lakers to a 137-130 victory over some random guys wearing Indiana Pacers uniforms. So we had that happen last night. Honestly, the most recognizable person in the building for Indiana was Caitlin Clark, who was sitting on the sideline taking photos as a credentialed photographer. In case you missed it, Jaylen Brown scored 31 to lead the Celtics to a 119-109 comeback win, snapping the Thunder's 12-game winning streak. This game was actually truly fascinating. According to ESPN Stats and Info, it was the first game in 3 weeks where both teams appeared to be trying to win the basketball game. So that one was actually... You mentioned high-scoring points. In case you missed it, the Mavericks rookie Cooper Flagg was in awe of the Nuggets star Nikola Jokic, who recorded a massive 23-point, 21 rebound, 19 assist triple-double. Flagg said, I mean, it was incredible the way he was able to impact the game, and at some points it feels like he's not even trying out there. Flagg continued, that's kind of the opposite of how I try to play. You know, being a coach's kid, I've always tried to make sure people see my high motor. He went on to say, as a student of the game, I've learned that you can't just have a high basketball IQ. You also got to be a lunch pail, hard hat, blue-collar, grit and grind player who plays the right way. He went on to say, I want people to see my deceptive speed and sneaky athleticism. For a guy like me with a high floor and a low ceiling, you got to be scrappy, high-character gym rat who does the dirty work, who knows his role is as a solid, fundamental, tough-as-nail coach on the floor. He added, me, look like I'm not even trying. No way. I wanted people to know that I'm an unselfish, crafty, fundamentally sound, total professional who brings a veteran presence to maximize my potential by having a nose for the ball. And he finished by saying, I mean, why even hustle if people don't know you're the first one there and the last one to leave? You got to love the process. You need people to know you're a real student of the game that does the little things. How else do you prove that you're a high-character guy if it's not by giving 110%? Great quote from Cooper.
Wow.
No? Did I get
Black
all
for president?
I get all the white guy tropes in there? I tried to get every single in one.
You just kept going. I was like, oh wow, that's a heck of a quote.
I was hoping to get a chuckle. I think it's just
I was mesmerized so much I couldn't get the chuckle in there.
I'm happy to do it for you. Thank you to our studio audience who only half showed up today. Hey, at 2:30, I've decided how we're going to do this. NFL season was a ton of fun. The Take Your Pick for the NFL season is great. Thursday through Monday, piece of cake. Listen, the basketball thing, I'm not going to lie. This is how you know it was a bad idea. I won one of the weeks. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take baseball season. We're going to pick the weekend series. I don't need you picking individual games. We're going to pick the series. There's only a couple 4-game series. You have the option to split those. There'll be 15 series between 30 teams. We'll do it every weekend. We'll do it Thursday. We'll use Monday as a tiebreaker, and we'll move on to the next weekend. It'll be a fun way to go through it. We'll see which listeners know baseball the best. So we'll do our first MLB Take Your Pick at 2:30. Brandon will play along. Please play along with us at home. I'll get it posted here in one of the breaks so you can find it online. But right now, we need to get into some news from around sports. Blazers get a win. The Fire have a date for their expansion draft. Mariners take on the Guardians tonight, and a lot more in the Daily Buzz. We do it next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan. Well, the Blazers get a win over the Giannis-less Bucks, 130-99. They are officially at 500 again. Hey, come on, Blazers. Let's go. 7 Trailblazers scored in double figures last night. Scoot Henderson led the way with 23. Klingon, 14 points, 15 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Come on, looking good. They are right in the thick of it. They have a chance to possibly host one of these play-in games. At least I think that's how it ends up working. So that means they could be the 8 seed and would bump down the Clippers to the 9 seed. Ooh, baby, I would love that. It would be fantastic. So you were at the Moda Center last night.
Yeah.
Is the energy, is the feeling there just palpable when some random guys show up for the Bucks to go and play?
Yeah. No, it was a good game. I was confused of how we have to explain the play-in tournament to everybody on the jumbotrons as part of the experience.
This is actually great. So this was funny. I was talking to a friend of mine that works with the Winterhawks the other day. They gave up on trying to explain all the different scenarios. I think we talked about this yesterday. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Doesn't matter. The Winterhawks, they told all of the fans in the arena that the Winterhawks needed a win to get into the postseason. Now, what ended up happening was the Winterhawks lost in overtime, but Victoria lost their final game, so the Winterhawks snuck in the side door and ended up making the playoffs. But they didn't want to go through we needed either a tie or a win, but a tie with a victory, whatever. So they just didn't want to go through all the different scenarios where things could have happened. Had they lost and Victoria lost, then it would have been a play-in game, whatever, of last game of the season, whatever it was. So they just skipped it. So I find that's fascinating because not everybody that goes to the arena is following the team on a regular basis. Sometimes It's like, I just want to go to a game. So please, how do they explain the play-in?
Yeah, they
scenarios?
just broke it down that 7, 8, and 9 and 10 are going to have to play a couple extra games to decide who gets the 7th and 8th seed. But it was the whole.
Oh, so they do the full
video of the full bracket and how the 2 seeds
so
work
they
and
didn't
everything.
Simplify it.
They did, yes. So everyone is now informed on how the play-in tournament works. So,
all right.
But yeah, it's good for the Blazers that they're getting these wins. I think my only nervous concern is that we're playing all of these softer tanking teams late in the season, which is good because it clinches the spot in the play-in. But at the same time, you're just hoping that we don't fall asleep here in these last couple weeks, and then once it's time to play the play-in game, we're not ready. So
yeah, but what is the expectation for this team? I mean, so if you lose in the play-in, you are eligible for the lottery. You have a small margin where you could possibly get a lottery pick.
Right.
And if you win, you get to go in the playoff and lose.
Yeah.
So it's, and if the games are at home, it's bonus games for fans, right?
Sure.
So there's
bonus checks for me.
That now we're talking. We're finally getting to what really matters.
The Buzz.
April 3rd, 2026 at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. You can watch the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo draft their expansion players. Hey, we finally have a date. Season tickets going to go on sale for the Fire on April 1st. I don't know how many people are going to wait until the 3rd to see if anybody they know makes it on the roster. They're also going to do a coin toss. Winner gets I don't even know if it's winner. I don't know how they decide. A coin toss to determine who gets the number 1 pick in the expansion draft and who gets the number 6 pick in the WNBA draft. So they're going to do a coin toss. I don't know which one's the win, which one's the loss. I have not looked at any mock drafts for the WNBA.
Neither
I have not looked at any of the secured players on the rest of the WNBA rosters. So you can determine that for yourself if it's a win or a loss. But that's what's going on there.
The Buzz.
Oh, hey, now.
Come on! Mariners host the Guardians tonight. It will be at T-Mobile Park. They will raise a banner. They are division champs for the first time in forever. I know that they were not league champs, but hey, I will take any sort of banner raising. Last season, the Mariners were 51-30 at home. The Guardians 43-38 on the road. Guardians were also a division winner. Remember, they were way back of the Tigers and went screaming past them in the last few days of the season in one of the more improbable comebacks that you've seen. This is going to be a 4-game set. They're going to play all the way through the weekend. Your first day starters, Logan Gilbert against Tanner Bybee. I cannot wait to see this lineup. There's only 2 pieces missing from your Seattle Mariners to start the season. J.P. Crawford and Bryce Miller both start on the IL. J.P. Crawford, Justin Hollander was talking earlier today, said that it'll probably be about a week for your shortstop. Could be a month for your 5th starter. So Bryce Miller is feeling really good, but he missed most of the spring. So he needs to ramp up and get his arm ready and just do all that. So that's more injury prevention because he's good to go now. I don't know, a week and a half ago, J.P. Crawford got a cortisone shot in his right shoulder, so he's going to be probably ready to go by the end of the week. You will see Leo Rivas as your starting shortstop to get things going, which gives you a switch hitter in your lineup, so I'm not terribly upset about that. But it'll be your first chance to see Brendan Donovan as your new leadoff hitter, Josh Naylor as your full-time first baseman. Oh, man, I'm excited about it. Let's go.
The Buzz.
A couple things from around baseball. Dodgers, just out of left field or right field or center field, they are officially changing the name of Dodger Stadium. It has been Dodger Stadium since it opened in 1962, but now they have a sponsor. I don't know what the details of it are, but I imagine Uniqlo is spending a ton of money to change the name of Dodger Stadium, one of the few stadiums in sports that does not have a brand sponsor until now. It's the 3rd oldest park in Major League Baseball. It is also one of the highest capacity parks. I was at one of the games where they passed the Dodgers franchise passed 750 million. I have a baseball somewhere that commemorates it. Fans in attendance for their games all time. So they will now have a sponsor. Another quick one in baseball before we move on to one thing from football that I don't know. Brewers, right now they're whooping up on the White Sox, but they lost Jackson Chourio already to a fractured hand. It says he'll only miss 2 to 4 weeks. It's a fracture on his left hand that happened while he was doing a check swing. So kind of a bummer for things starting off. But the good news is the Brewers are playing the White Sox to start. So you can lose as many players as you want. You'll be just fine.
The Buzz.
Finally, this is one of the things that I absolutely hate is talking about speculation. In fairness, this is more speculation, but I just have to bring up how annoying it is. Max Crosby, going to be traded to the Ravens. Oh, not traded to the Ravens. Oh, now he's happy with the Raiders. Now the next report, this from Kimberly A. Martin of ESPN, says it's a matter of when, not if, the Raiders trade defensive end Max Crosby. Is there a list of teams that he might go to? Yes, there is. Am I going to read it to you? No, because it's probably going to be somebody that's not on that list if it happens at all. So please do not tell me that it is destined to happen. Just tell me when it happens. I think we'll be okay with that. When does the NFL season start? Is it still September? Oh, yeah, it is. I think we'll be okay if we don't break this news right away.
Yeah, I think we can wait till at least the draft for any sort of
you know what?
Crosby news. But yeah, I mean,
if he gets traded,
or just
if there's a
season.
signature on a piece of paper, I think I'm okay. But yeah, if he shows up at somebody else's facility, you can let me know that. I will still wait with bated breath to see if it actually happens. But there you have it. Perfectly happy with the Raiders, sounds like, is not the final destination for Max Crosby. Let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. See what we got.
First on the Fan, Tom Brady says he explored the possibility
Speaking of the Raiders,
coming out of retirement and returning to the NFL, but he added that the league, quote, did not like that very much.
You're an owner. Shut up. Like, as soon as you took ownership, you were done. What do you mean you went and explored it? Hey, is it okay if me and one of the Rooneys goes back and starts playing football again? No, it's not, you dummy. As soon as you took an ownership stake in one of the teams in the league, it wasn't going to happen.
I don't know. I didn't watch that flag football game that he was in, so I don't know how good he looked in that game or anything.
Here's what I watched is he threw a touchdown to Stephon Diggs, I believe on the first drive. The highlight came across my feed, and I looked at it, and as soon as he threw the touchdown, Stephon Diggs goes up, does a quick celebration, and then there is a Raising Cane's chicken strip wipe that goes across the screen, and I checked out. So I was like, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. I don't need sponsored chicken ads in the form of Tom Brady throwing it without pads to Stephon Diggs, also without pads.
Yeah,
so,
I just think it's laughable that he even considered knowing what his position in the NFL at this point is just that even to even ask.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just wonder if all of the plastic surgery would disqualify him. Is that performance enhancing? All the higher cheekbones and the hairline adjustments that he's made. Like, what would that do to his plugs if he put a helmet back on? There's so many other things to be concerned about.
As good as that would be to see, I'm okay with that.
We had a good run, Tommy.
Yeah.
You're okay.
More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of primetime.
All right, kids, welcome in to the MLB edition of Take Your Pick. You know what? I could go and try to give you playoff matchups as we go through the NHL and NBA postseason, but then you don't know if all the games are going to be played because you get to, sweeps and the whole thing and whatever. I don't want to make those adjustments. We're going to play a Major League Baseball regular season version of it, and that'll take us right up to the NFL regular season. There'll be a handful of weeks where they overlap. We're going to do standings for Major League Baseball. We're going to do it the same way every week. We're going to pick weekend series, not games. You don't have to pick who's going to win the third game and whatever, and then you have to look at pitching matchups and do all that. I'm trying to make it as easy and fun and interactive as we possibly can. So we want as many people to play as possible. Go on to @Fan Happy Hour. Link is there. You can go to my own personal Facebook page. I have not checked in with our guy Jake to see if he has posted it or if he has played. But the goal is to get to 1 million players. I think right now we have 12. So if we just get a few more, we'll make it there. I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'm even going to give you credit for the series that are already underway. The Yankees won 7-0 last night over the Giants. You can just pick the Yankees to win the series, and you're going to be just fine with that. We've got a couple 4-game series that are going to happen this weekend. I believe the Angels and Astros are a 4-game series, and then the Guardians and Mariners. You can split those series. Should be fun. We'll keep track all season long. So start now, play along, and if you win, you get to come on and pick with us. I mean, what a freaking prize. You've said that you're going for the Red Sox. How do you feel about your Red Sox right now, Brandon? We don't need to make every single pick on this sheet and give away our secrets. Let's wait till we get some little action going on here. Yeah. We'll look at some of them, but what do you think?
Yeah, the AL East is a beast, as it usually is.
It almost always is, and the crazy thing about that division is even if 2 teams are down, there's almost 3 rotating teams that will pop up.
Exactly.
A couple of years ago, the Orioles were really good. Last year, they were bad. The Rays constantly surprise you. When you expect them to be good, they're bad. When you expect them to be bad, they're good. Yankees always seem to be in it. Red Sox, a little more fluctuation. And the Blue Jays literally just did what the Oriole fans hoping they were going to do. Mm-hmm. They were great 2 years ago. Last year, they were terrible. Or wait, what was it? 3 years ago, they were good. Then they were terrible. Then they go to the freaking World Series.
Yeah.
What are they going to be this year?
We don't know. The same with the Red Sox. They do the same thing. They're first to last almost every other year.
For sure, yeah.
So I see them as a middle of the road, but I think they'll still make the playoffs. Kind of like last year. They'll get in the mix. They'll try to keep up with the Yankees, maybe even surprise them at times during the year. I don't see them winning the pennant.
Yeah.
But I do think they're a playoff team. I think they'll get a wild card.
All right. I mean, a lot of things can happen, and there'll be a lot of things, with injuries and trades and everything that goes on. It'll be fun to see where some of the teams in the middle line up. I kind of like the Cincinnati Reds a little bit this year because they've got some young guys out there. They get Gino Suarez back, so you add some home runs in there. But that's where Boston's starting in a interleague matchup, and I think some of the teams in the middle are probably the most interesting. So I pulled up, I used a couple different things to look at this, and I kind of have an aggregate power ranking that I'm glancing at. But if you go from the Red Sox are listed as number 9, it goes Red Sox, Tigers, Orioles, Astros, Royals, Braves, Padres, Guardians, Reds, Giants. That's 9 through 19. I don't know how many of those teams are going to be good, how many of those teams are going to be terrible. I know our friend Andy Dirt Johnson from the Sunrise Guys has said that his team is terrible. You know who's right behind them? Pirates. Are the Pirates going to be good? I don't know, but I think they're going to be entertaining. Like, that's kind of the part of it. I mean, baseball, everybody's going to win 60 games. Everybody's going to lose 60 games. What do you do with the other 40? That's always, I don't know who said that, but it's something since I was young has always stuck in my head, is you can't win them all. That's why the fun of doing this as a pick the series makes it so a little more interesting, because picking individual games, first of all, if you're a fan, writing the up and down of 162 games, you'll lose your ever-loving mind. But the other thing is it's just really hard to know from one day to the next. I mean, Paul Skeens coming out after a great WBC showing, and he goes out and has a terrible first inning. But again, his center fielder dropped 2 balls. He misplayed one running too far forward, bases clearing triple goes over his head, and another one he's running in on a fly ball that he can't see, puts his glove up to the sun and completely misses it. So there's just so many wacky, unpredictable things that have happened in baseball. So I think this will be a fun way to do it. Let's look at some of the series that we got going on. I mean, I'll start off right there. Pirates and Mets already started off today with they have 18 runs in the first game of today. Yesterday was a complete shutout. This one at least had some runs being scored. I'm interested in that. The scores that are happening right now, Brewers, that has to be a final. It was said top of the 9th, but let's refresh that page. Yeah, so they went final. So here's your finals from today so far. Mets 11, Pirates 7, Brewers 14, White Sox 2. Remember, the Brewers, not the Dodgers, were the 1 seed last year. Did they get absolutely housed by the Dodgers in the playoffs last year? Yes, as a matter of fact, they did. But 12 hits, 14 runs, playing against the White Sox, take it as you like. Nationals beat the Cubs 10-4. Cubs feel like one of those teams that has made some investments, should be a little bit better. The Nationals feel like one of those teams that should be at the bottom. Is one game result going to change your mind on that? Not for me. And the final, the Orioles beat the Twins 2-1. Both teams had 5 hits. And right now, the Red Sox and Reds are 0-0, top 6. Angels, Astros. Are the Astros going to be good this year? Is this year they finally fall off the map? The Mariners overtook them last year. They'd won a lot of divisions. The Rangers snuck in there and won 1 or 2. But the Astros had been the daddy of the American League West for a very long time. There was a series end of August last year. Mariners needed it to put themselves in position to win the division. They swept. Fantastic. Does that mean the Astros go away?
I think they're fading.
I hope they're fading.
I don't think they're as strong as they, the aura around them that, as everyone expects. I think they're going to have a down year.
I wouldn't be surprised, but somebody has to be second place in that division. I don't know how much I like the Rangers. I definitely don't like the Angels. But you know who might be the team to watch out for is the A's. Dude, their lineup, they're going to rake. And the big Amish, Nick Kurtz, if he does half of what he did last year, you have the starting shortstop for the American League last year. I think that one will be very interesting. Tigers up 8-0 in the top of the 6th against the Padres. The Tigers have invested a lot in their pitching staff. That was the team that we talked about this earlier, completely fell apart down the home stretch and let the Guardians catch them and pass them. They did play quite a bit head-to-head, and then they met in the playoffs. But the Tigers had a much better postseason run than they did to finish the season, so that'll be fun to see what happens there. Rangers are down 5-0 to the Phillies. Is this the year the Phillies can do something in the playoffs?
They're always right there.
Yeah, they are.
They're always right there. They have the pieces.
They spend money.
Like October.
Everybody that goes to Dodgers are the only ones that spend any money. The Phillies, the Mets, the Yankees. There's a lot
Padres,
of people. The Blue Jays are spending a lot of money. So this illusion that the Dodgers are the only ones that spend any money, to me is silly. Rays, Cardinals 1-1, top of 6. So that's what's going on in the games right now. So again, jump on to @FanHappyHour if you want to play along. We're picking weekend series all summer long. Should be a ton of fun. The 2 games that'll start later today are the Diamondbacks and Dodgers, and then there's a handful of series. I don't know why they decided to do this, but Major League Baseball not having everybody start their season today. So obviously the Yankees and Giants started yesterday. I assume that's because Netflix gave them a giant pile of money, but I can't tell you why the A's and Blue Jays start tomorrow. Rockies and Marlins I'm not as concerned about, but the Royals and the Braves will be the last ones to start their seasons, and that'll all be tomorrow. So I am freaking pumped for this season.
Start of the season's always so much excitement.
And if you're listening to this and you want to play along with the pick'em, and you're going, oh man, the Guardians were pretty good last year, and I'm not sure if I believe the hype on the Mariners. Just pick the Guardians.
Just weekend.
Just pick the Guardians.
Yep,
just pick the Guardians.
Yeah.
If at any point you want to jump off the Mariners bandwagon, I am perfectly okay. We'll let you back on later in the season. but just you don't need to be on it right now. I think I've made this plea very clear. I don't need everybody in this building and every other building and every major publication jumping on the bandwagon right now. You can pick the Dodgers to beat the Yankees in the World Series. And guess what? By the time we get to October, nobody's going to remember anyways. Like, it's not a clever, fun pick to be like, I picked the Mariners when they finally thought they were.
Yeah.
Shut up. Can we do that? All right. Play along, pick along. We'll put up results every week. The winner of this weekend's Pick'em will have a chance to jump on the air with us next week and do that. But right now, we need to get to our one more for the road. What do we have for you today? I thought it was something good. Oh, I got a list of all 30 teams and their giveaway nights. I narrowed it down to the top 10. So my top 10 favorite ballpark giveaways. So if you're listening to this on the way up to Seattle, because you're going to try to hit every ballpark this season, I will tell you which ballparks have the best giveaways, or at least I won't say best. My favorite giveaways. That's one more for the road. We do it next. It's Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. All right, kids, if you missed anything from the show, podcast, 1051thefan.com, odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you buy and sell podcasts, you can find it. Brandon, what are people saying on the YouTube and the text toys that we need to address here real quickly?
Yeah, saw something about your Mariners lineup being too left heavy.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right.
You?
Yeah, they're left. They don't have enough depth in the bullpen. What are they going to do after Emerson Hancock in their starting rotation? I mean, there's no way that Cal Raleigh's going to live up to what he has. Do not pick the Seattle Mariners. I'm with you. They're going to be less than. So yeah, do not invest your hard-earned cash. Do not invest your energy into the Mariners. And if they end up making it to the World Series, great. But you don't need to pick them right now. I'm perfectly fine with that. Good call. Thank you for letting us know. What else you got?
The OSU AD finally stepped down.
Oh, yeah? Who was the Ohio State AD?
I do not know.
Or was it Oklahoma State?
It might be Oklahoma State.
Or was
it says
it
OSU AD, so it could be 5
It's
schools.
Oregon State. What are you talking about, Brandon? Scott Barnes. Get that guy out of here. Nobody wants him. Maybe he did what I did and gave up on college sports. That would be the smart thing to do. Since college sports gave up on you, you might as well. So that's a big mess. We don't have time to get into that. Anything else that you got for me?
I had a texter about gold cleats. This is Bloomington, not Bloomingdale's.
Oh, there you go.
I think we're talking a little Signetti action there.
Yep. All right. A quick one before we go, or is that it?
As a faithful Niners fan, watching the Toots win one at our house, especially after those last 2 games, it was heartbreaking.
I feel bad for 49ers fans. What do you have, 5 Super Bowls? Oh, it must be so hard. I feel bad for you.
One more
All right, so MLB.com put out a list of all of the best giveaway nights for all 30 teams. Not all 30 of them were worth addressing. So I tried to put them in the order of my top 10 best giveaways for fans. So these are like first 15,000 fans get. Baltimore Orioles will have a Tupac Shakur bobblehead night. Apparently he was on the East Coast before he went West Coast. So you can go and get your Tupac bobblehead. The Los Angeles Angels will have a SpongeBob jersey night. That isn't something that I would actually go for. It just feels like it fits with the Angels so well. I mean, I would have went Mickey Mouse, but listen, they're cartoonish, and that whole thing is hilarious to me. Milwaukee Brewers, this fits with the team, I think, just as well, but I think it's a better one. They're going to do a bar dice set, so you can go in and get your own Milwaukee Brewers bar dice. The Mariners, instead of doing a Ichiro bobblehead, they're going to do a replica statue. They're putting the Ichiro statue up, so you'll get a replica of the statue. That would look nice on the desk. I don't know if bobbleheads.
I think there's a good place on the shelf for that.
Yeah, I don't know if bobbleheads have jumped the shark or not, but there is one that I like. The Washington Nationals will have an Alexander Ovechkin in the fountain bobblehead. So after winning, he felt it's a whole thing. The New York Mets are going to have a Bobby Valentine disguise night. So it'll be the fake glasses and mustache that he wore when he snuck back into the dugout.
Nice.
Which, I mean, if you give Mets fans a disguise, that's a good way to go anyways. Yankees are doing a George Costanza Calzone episode bobblehead. Texas Rangers will have a Nolan Ryan bloody lip jersey night. The Minnesota Twins will have a team-branded fishing lure. And the Chicago White Sox, and they call it this, they're doing a finance bro vest night.
Oh, gosh.
That's just hilarious.
I have to see that for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. And if you've ever been, I've actually been to the White Sox Stadium. It is very, very corporate.
Yeah.
And will fit just
Makes
perfectly
sense.
fine. So
Definitely makes
congratulations.
sense. It
White
fits.
Sox, I think you're my favorite. I kind of do want to get my hands on a Minnesota Twins branded fishing lure as well. Big thanks to everybody that listened. Thank you, Brandon Henson. One more tomorrow. For now.
You got it.
And of course, we cannot finish the show without thanking Isaac Robb. We're all done. For now. Bye-bye.
Forget about your scene. Give the audience a grin. Enjoy it. It's your last chance anyhow.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7